Soul Circle. Happy New Year. Happy 2019. Holy crap. Who's jumping on? And hey, YouTube. I am streaming live on YouTube and on Instagram. What are we jamming out to? Hi, babes. Hang on, give me a second. This is one of my favorite all-time favorite songs. 2019, babe. I don't care. I don't care if it is white, yellow, or rose. Let's make it gold.
You gotta know I'm feeling love, made it go.
Hey, babes. Who's jumping on?
Another one. Another
hey,
you.
YouTube.
It's gotta be. Love, I said it. You gotta know I'm feeling love.
Happy New Year, guys. Happy 2019. Like, what the?
You gotta know I'm feeling love.
I'm gonna have a hot flash.
You gotta know I'm feeling love.
Hey, mama. Can we make 2019? I don't care what you do. Like, just turn it gold. Turn your pain, past wounds, whatever, like, completely flip that around, make it gold. White, yellow, rose, baby. Chet Baker. Love, love, love. It was either this one or No Diggity, but 2019's about gold, babe. How are you guys? How was your New Year's? Well, depending on where you are in the world, right? Because it might be the day after New Year's for some of you. Hi, loves. So you guys, as you know, I'm streaming on YouTube as well. You first heard this song when I played it on one of my lives last year. Chet Baker, babe. Gold. Alright, let's shuffle too. A little hungover. I had a few more glasses of champagne than I didn't really have any intentions as to how much I was going to have or not have. New Year's, babe. Plus, I stayed over at my girlfriend's house, so I didn't have to worry about anything. Love your guys' hearts. Let's see what the cards are going to say for 2019. Tell me what's up with you guys. What's going on? Thank you, love. Hey, Christy. Hey, Liliana. Hey, ladies over on YouTube. Hi, all of you on Insta. What did you guys do? Happy New Year. Yes, it is. Half of me is like, I can't believe it. Half of me is like, oh my God. Oh my God, it's a new year. And then the other half of me is like, oh my God, it's a new year. Like, where did the time go? Oh my gosh. Last year was not too bad though. I know we went through a lot of crazy stuff. You're awesome. Came into 2019 meditating with your hand over your heart. I love that. I love that. We set some really, really powerful intentions yesterday. That's Satya, baby. Hi, love. Happy New Year. Intense deja vu. Badass. Love that. I feel like I'm walking into the world of the unknown. I like that. Who said that? Nicholas. Do a little shout out, babe. And what if that was like super amazing? What if going into the unknown was actually like what if this is the year that you get to sort of paint your own picture on your canvas, write your own story, stop reading the past. Like, are we up for the game? Like 2018 was like, okay, let's discover those deeper essences of self-love. right? Discover those deeper essences of, oh gosh. You know what I just realized? Okay, we'll see how long my YouTube thing lasts. Hold up. Because I didn't bring my charger. 2018 was like, it was like, all right, how can we deepen our awareness on, yes, self-love, right? Kind of like take a giant step back and reevaluate. And then now 2019 is like game on. Like, how are we going to put those things that we like sort of, you know, went back into ourselves, like reevaluated, shifted old patterns, got really super clear on that. And then now how are we going to bring those into action, into the things that we really want to create and manifest into the world, right? So like walking into the unknown, like to me, that's so beautiful because there's such a fine line. And if you guys have questions, start writing them in and I'll scroll down in a minute. If there's such a fine line between fear and excitement, right? Like if you think about it, like your body recognizes it the same, technically, right? Like how you do fear, you get a heart palpitation. Sometimes it feels a little debilitating. Excitement can feel like that as well, right? But meaning the body doesn't know the difference. So when you're walking into the unknown, like you have that opportunity to look at that unknown as, okay, this is a blank canvas. This is like a blank sheet of paper for me to either, you know, paint the image that I want to now or write the new story that I want to now. And if you're coming from a lack mentality or a fear mentality or old wounds and old programs, then you're going to look at that and say, oh God, I don't know. Like somebody give me the answer. Or if you switch the perspective, right? And there's all that fear and all that stuff. You switch this perspective to adventure and excitement and like, wow, you get to really be the designer. You get to really be like the artist, right? Does that make sense? Let's see. Yes. Okay, let me scroll down and see how you guys are. Hi, loves. Happy, happy, happy. Yes, amen. Exactly. We're the creators of our reality. But if we're running those old programs, 2018 was the squeeze. Squeeze out all the crap. I love that saying, was the juice worth the squeeze? That's what that made me think of. Like, was 2018, was the juice worth the squeeze? Did we get enough juice out of that squeeze of 2018? I'd say either way, whether it was like some weird ass crap that happened or some really amazing magical stuff. Like, I think it's all magical. Juice is juice, babe. Juice is juice. Yes, it's powerful. Yes, it is. Awesome. All right. The universe is presenting itself to me. I just have to accept the answer and answer the call. Absolutely. That's so beautifully said, Nicholas. Absolutely. That's kind of the difference, right? And what did I talk about last time? It was like, are we listening? Right? What you're listening for and where you're listening from, but are you listening for that sort of like inspiration from your higher self, your future self, your, you know, universe, your like angels, guides? Like, I don't care anymore what anybody wants to call it. Like, it's all you. Once we get really like divinely centered and connected and integrated, like it's all you. Nothing is separate, right? Your guides are not separate than you. The universe is not separate than you. Like, it's all like everything that we had this perception of outside, it all starts like funneling through. And then you like, once you open up that channel, all of that inspiration from that higher source, central, like apex point, like it all can start streaming through. And then if you're listening, that's the most important thing. We forget to actually listen. We spend so much time getting or desensitized by overstimulated external experiences and things and shopping and like, you know, everything. accept and answer the call. And like, who's up for that? This world's not going to change itself. FYI. Again, like everything's you're the world. You are the world. And the more that we step into that alignment and then answering the call within us and stepping further into that position of like, whether it's your purpose, whether it's your like leadership position in any capacity, right? In any capacity. A big sort of conversation that's been, term or word that's been sort of floating around probably for the past 6 months in sort of my inspired downloads, is the conscious driven or purpose driven influencer, leader influencer, right? And how are you influencing the world? How are you showing up to do what you feel called to do and the message that you're here to share, right? And listening for that call and sharing that. Who's up for that game? Give some hearts. Happy New Year. Yes. Like anything that you've gone through, like make it gold. Anything that you've gone through before. It's been a blessing, actually. It's been a blessing. Man, I might need to go get my charger for my computer for everybody on YouTube. Hi, loves. Worth every single drop. Absolutely. Right? Civil integrated. I don't know what that means. Yes, and a lot of people have been getting sick. Awesome. So what if your body is realigning itself to, different vibrations? Yes, there's a lot of vibrations that are like in the field of, trying to knock us out, right? But that's also like the energy coming through. Like think about it this way. Yes, I've talked before about, yes, once you like kind of open up that channel and allow all of that inspiration to come through, right? Yes, we need to remove the subconscious programs from our mind, right? Remove or get into emotional alignment, right? So that then we can receive all of those things. So that's all the sort of the mind, the emotion, the mindset, the emotion, and then sort of alignment with that soul spirit, right? That to me is like the triple, I call it triality, right? Or I heard that somewhere a couple years ago. And we're in a 3-year, right? So to me, the triality, getting out of duality, now it's a triality. It's mindset, it's emotional empowerment, and it's your soul, right? Everybody says mind, body, soul. To me, I see the physical body and your relationship with that. That's the anchor, right? Your mindset, your emotional empowerment, emotional alignment, and your spirit, those are all the energetics. Those are the sort of etheric elements, right? That on one level, like, we don't know how to control, right? On one level, like we can't always see them. We can feel them. You can think them, right? You can have a presence of spirit, right? But it's all etheric, right? It's not necessarily tangible. Your physical body is tangible. So your physical body is like the house. So for those of you that might be getting sick or sort of like wiped out, yes, there's, it's flu season, obviously. And there's another element of your body preparing itself to receive that alignment of those energies. Like if your body's not strong enough to hold the channel coming through, right? Like it's not gonna give you anything that you can't handle, right? Source, spirit, whatever. Like it will never give you anything that you can't handle. You're always right on time. You're always right on time. There is no FOMO, technically, for your individual soul and spirit. So stop comparing yourself to what everybody else is doing because like there's no FOMO for you. You're in the perfect time and alignment for exactly what's supposed to be happening for you and your soul every time. So, but once we kind of get to that, right? So clear out the mindset, get into emotional alignment, right? Stop sort of the projecting. You guys all know the name of the game, right? We've all been running the self-love, like name of the game in 2018 and beforehand, right? And yes, still going into 2019, like that's still, right? It's a constant, right? We're never like technically like done learning. Your soul is infinite. There's always a next level of self-discovery, right? Which makes it really exciting. And once you've done the sort of the mindset and getting really sort of mastery around that and mastered then the emotional empowerment and emotional alignment, and then that connection with spirit, then it's like, okay, how do you, right, get the body to receive it and anchor in, right? Have I been seeing any repetitive numbers? Mine is always 333. It has been since like my near-death awakening, and my phone liked to call me at 3:33 in the morning and there was nobody on the other end. Have I been seeing any recently though? Honestly, no. I haven't been doing, so speaking of like external resources, right? Like, or like external stimulation, I haven't been sort of focused outside, right? Like a lot of, I love that you guys are typing in there. Yes, 4s, which, right? Angels, 8s. Oh, 8s. Holla to the 333s. And it's a 3-year. I love it. I love it. Right? It's all about triality, integration of all three, and then like full alignment into then the physical body, right? And yes, the 11s and the 555s. You guys are all amazing. I love that. So that being said, where was I with that? No. Okay. So I have not been looking like putting so much focus out, right? I've really been like, okay, let's dive in. Let's find out. Let's listen. Let's listen. I've been clearing out so much stuff, right? Whenever you set like a new goal, right? A lot of you are setting your New Year's resolutions. Oh my God. And please don't let that fall off like around March, which is when everybody lets that stuff fall off, right? Get into the habit of like setting your goals and your intentions, but also remembering that as soon as you set your goals and your intentions, like fears might come up. You're setting a new like level for yourself. So all those limiting, doubts, which are protection programs, all those like limiting beliefs, all of that stuff is bound to come up because you just like, you're wanting to climb to the next level, right? Don't let it take you down. Not this time. Not this time. All right, I'm going to pull a couple. I won't turn them over yet. I'll pull 3. So we'll find out where we're going in 2019. Okay. Not always looking for signs, listening and entering the void. Awesome. Careful in that void. It's a fun place to stay. And then you want to like just hang out there and you forget about the rest of the world. I'm like, oh, I'm in the void. I've done that before, right? I'm like, it's so nice here. And you just don't want to leave. All right. Yes, my battery, because I didn't plug in. I didn't plug in. So I may run and go get my cord for who we got on YouTube. Yeah, we got some peeps on YouTube. Hey, babes. Yes, so true. Exactly, right? It can be really nice to just go floating off into the ethers and go meditating and just staying out there. And technically you're staying out of your body, right? The majority of us, right, whether it's fears or whether it's just lovingly spending time into the void, right? Technically you're out of your body. And if you're out of your body, it feels really good out there. It's nice and relaxed out there, right? Because the body's very dense and there's different, sometimes it feels a little uncomfortable in this thing. And you can't manifest, right? The body is the anchor, right? So if you're out there in the void, like go out there. Awesome. Go collect the information, right? Go connect with whatever you want to. Go astral projecting. I don't care. Go have an out of body experience, right? Go have a blast. Awesome. Right? Party for 2019 like all you want. Just come back down. Come back down and bring all of the things that you learned out there, all the things that you collected out there, right? I actually there's like an area that I've created in my own sort of like astral realm, right? I would go there whenever I was really scared. I would go there whenever I wanted to seek like information, right? And it's through different, I won't get into all the different aspects, right? but you got to go through different dimensional realities, right? Through the astral and entering into sort of a different realm. And it's one I created. And there's lots of different elements there, right? And that was always used as like a place to go, but remembering to like come back, right? And especially bring back with you whatever you got there, right? Like we have such amazing abilities, everybody, even if some of you are like, oh, I don't know, like, how do you do that? And like, can I do that? Right? Like some of you that might be having doubt that you don't either know how to do that or whether that's possible for you, right? It's literally possible for everybody. Literally. Yes, love being out of body. Don't we all? Absolutely. Honestly, I've always loved being out of my body because it didn't always feel comfortable in my body. And that is literally a daily, daily, on the daily. Remember, I love my body. I love being in my body. Remember to come back down, Sarah. Like, you got shit to do, right? It's so much easier to go out there. And yet, that's not the game that we're here to play. That's the easy. That's kind of like spiritually checking out, right? Like, and then you're down here just kind of like going through the motions. It's like, no, like come, like go there, get the inspiration, come back down and light that fucking fire in you to like bring forth whatever it is that you're feeling really passionate about manifesting for all areas of life, right? And write it down. Little trick, write it down in cursive. Drop the anchor. Your body is the anchor. But we gotta stay in the body. Like we have to stay in the body, right? And then we have to take care of the body. We gotta put nice, good, yummy things in the body. Happy New Year to you guys. Yes, make it happen. Like I want to hear from some of you guys. Like who wrote down their goals and their manifestation, like on their manifestation list? Type those out. I'm going to go get my computer charger. I will be right back. I want you guys to stop, drop, and love. Yes. Hi, the higher self. Happy New Year, babe. Mwah. Write down. I want to hear what everybody's in YouTube as well. And I got 9%, so I got to go get my charger. Write down at least one goal that you're committed to for 2019 in either career or business or personal relationships. Write it down. I'll be right back. Write them down. Okay. Write them down. What are they? You did? What are they? Now my words all connect. Build an empire. Damn right. Absolutely. I honestly, last year, what I was committed to last year, like I didn't know what I set the intention and I didn't know how much growth I'd actually do. And I'm like, oh God. I did more than I thought I was going to do. Like I set the intention and then like I exceeded it. And that just makes my heart like so happy. Right? Why am I getting emotional about that? Like, it's such an awesome feeling, like setting an intention and then actually like achieving it, not just achieving it, but like going above and beyond like what you even thought was possible, like pushing those limits of whatever your doubt is. Whatever, like, right? I had plenty of doubts. I was like, oh God. Right? Because you're a queen. Thank you, baby. And so are you. And so is every woman on here, and every man is a king. And we all need to start literally acting like it. What are you up for doing for the world? What is your name of your game? What gold are you creating for the world in 2019? And honestly, like, I'm just going to call it out real quick. And I love you guys all. Please hear my heart on this, but I'm seriously going to call this out. Set an actual thing that you want to do, not just the, I am just going to be present. Don't do that. Don't do that this year. I feel like I heard that so many times last year. Like, I am just going to remain present, and that's how I'm going to contribute, right? Yes, remain present. Awesome. But nothing changes unless there's actually like a behavior in doing it. Like remaining present, yeah, is absolute key for listening, for anchoring in that inspiration into the body, to being able to like hear all of that and like fill it up through your body, right? But once that energy like gets going, like what are you going to do with it? Energy wants to move. Energy is always in motion, right? We know this. Emotion, energy in motion. It doesn't disappear, but it changes form, which means it's always in motion. And if we're like stagnating our energy, then we're not working with like the tools of the universe, right? Like energy is a tool of the universe and you're made up of all of it. So then you're not working with like the tools of you. I hope I said that like with enough love and respect for where everybody's at, right? But it's like set something a little scary. Set something a little scary. Set something a little scary. What's that say? Like if it doesn't scare a little bit, like that's like not enough. Like you shouldn't be doing it. If it don't scare you, don't do it. So set something like a little bit scary. Something that you're like, oh God, I don't know. Could I do that? Anchoring love. Awesome. How? How are you going to do that? Getting your past self as an accomplished in itself. Wait, I don't understand what that means. Meditating more and letting your inner child out more. I love that. Reb Romero. Love you guys. I'm sorry if I can't pronounce all of your handles. Vegan, awesome. Meditation, awesome. Self-care. Nowadays with 1 and 2 year old. Okay, awesome. So like a little like attention onto you. Great. Love that. Diving into art. I love that. Learning to love yourself. Love that. Focus on expressing yourself through art. I love that. Look at it's so interesting. Meditation, art, loving self, growing through your jewelry business. Awesome. Kmart 302, shout out to you. Feed your body healthier options. Great. Synchronicities diary. I like that. Like writing down in a diary what the synchronistic events are. That's really dope. I like that. To be more health conscious. Travel with your photography. Look at how much art and creativity there is coming through, which actually like that's feminine energy, right? That's part of like your feminine aspect. So a lot of like what I've been talking about even just this whole year, right, is like unleashing that feminine aspect, right? That part of your inner feminine, man or woman, is sort of like that element of her is sort of been suppressed, right? And now she's really wanting to like come out and thrive through whatever expression. So I love that I'm hearing so much creativity. That's really, really powerful. And those are your unique gifts. And everybody has a unique like artistic sort of gift, right? And that's the voice of your feminine. Going to see Abraham Hicks live. Dude, I might be on that same tip. I just looked at at her dates for Los Angeles. Remain present. Okay. Yes. Awesome. Simplify my life. Organize. Yes. I was all about that like the last couple weeks. I see you guys on YouTube. Hang on. I'll scroll over in just a second. Let's see. Heal yourself completely from what you've been battling. Awesome. Declutter. Yes. Love that. And I love reading these out loud so that we can all sort of just like collectively like support and be inspired by each other's like goals, right? Love, love, view everyone from love. Awesome. Stop, drop, love, baby. If you guys haven't been watching me for a while, right? The hashtag stop, drop, love, right? Stop the train of whatever program, limiting belief, like whatever conversation, stop it, drop into the present, drop into your heart, drop into your emotional alignment, and then choose the energy or the emotion that's closer to love. We're only ever choosing something that's further away from love or closer to love. Stop, drop, love, 2019, and make it gold. Awesome. Awesome. What do we got? Let me see over here real quick. One, no more coffee. I'm almost there. Be more in nature. Read 2 more books a month. I like that. Expand your spiritual knowledge. Amazing. Continue to strengthen your yoga and meditation. Love that. Building your spiritual business more. Love that. Completely transitioning from 9 to 5 to your business. Yes, girl. Get it. Absolutely. Raise the bar. Yes, absolutely. We all need to be setting higher standards, right? Fear means you're living, face it. Love you, Megan. Let's see. Creating a candle for positive energy. Love that. Something really special for the world. Love that. Love that. Just tried sound healing. Amazing. You guys are so badass. Traveling. Do it. So many ideas. Pick one. Pick one, start there. Let the momentum of spirit and the universe like get you to the next one, right? There's so many people that I work with. I call you multi-creatives, right? Because I'm a multi-creative as well. And that means you get all of these amazing ideas and you want to do them all at once. And so sometimes for multi-creatives, you're getting foreshadowing of future ideas that you think all need to be done right now. They don't need to all be done right now. You're getting that foreshadowing of those future things. So put them all in a line and then put a date on them and plan them out into the future, right? So and then pick one to start with and then move to the next one, right? It's like you get the inspiration, right? Which is part of like that synchronicity from, call it psychic, call it whatever you want, call it intuition, right? You're getting the download and then we collect it and we think that it all needs to be done. And then we get FOMO. We're like, oh my God, if I don't do all of this stuff right now, then I can't do it. Or then I won't like succeed. Or then I won't like, right? You won't get your message out or whatever the limiting aspect is, right? Put a date on each one. Compartmentalize, organize it, put it on a timeline, stream it out. And then like step by step, right? Thank you, Annie. Love you. Yeah. Can healing our chakras heal our body completely? Yes and no. Yes and no. I believe that our body is like your chakras are energy centers. Your body is responds to energy, right? You have biophotons that emit, or the biophotons, which is the light around the cells, right? Is receiving information, responding to information, getting programmed with the information that we tell it, right? So I believe that it's not just a chakra thing, right? I think that's a primary channel, right? Your chakras are like the primary 7, and then you have more above, but they also correlate with the primary 7 layers of your biofield. And then you have more past the 7 that go outside the body, right? So your chakras align here, your biofield goes out. It's kind of like you're the compass, right? Chakras are north and south, and then your biofield is the east and west. And then you have the Hara line, which is what I'm talking about, like streaming through. Like if you guys don't know about the Hara line, H-A-R-A, go look up the Hara line. That's what I'm talking about, connecting, getting into alignment with that, which yes, is alignment with your chakras. Yes, clearing out all of your biofields, because you have your mental body, your emotional body, your spiritual body, all of those things, right? So all of those could contribute to whatever is going on with your physical body, right? And vice versa. Whatever happens in the energy body then affects the physical body. Whatever happens in the physical body, then, you can see different symptoms show up in the energy body. Facing all of your fears with bravery. I love that. Because we're never, like, that's the only time that we ever need courage and bravery, right? Like, is when fears show up. So it's like, it's like, it's like, just do it anyway. Because chances are you're going to be afraid of something at some point in your life. And you just have to then ask yourself, like, are you going to do it anyway? Right? Talk about love, talk about relationships, talk about the type of relationships that you want, right? Everybody's got fear. Everybody's got relationship PTSD right now. So are we going to face those fears and then like love anyway? Are we going to face those past, not bringing the past beliefs, not projecting them onto current/future people into your life, and facing whatever shows up in relationships with, bravery, with not repeating, well, let me say it in a positive, showing up in relationships with what you want, not what you don't want. Say what you want, not what you don't want. And if fear comes up, then be like, okay, where's that fear coming from? What am I like associating that fear to? What am I making that fear mean? What do I think is going to happen? Sometimes, only sometimes, certainly not all of the time, do we seek evidence for the things that we believe. All the time. All the time. So if you have a certain thing that you believe is going to happen, a certain fear that you believe is going to happen, no matter what it is, future goals, relationships, repeating cycles of patterns and relationships, then you're going to seek for evidence to support that so you get to be right about it. Let's stop playing the right-wrong game. Nobody wins in the right-wrong game. It's kind of boring now. Right? Who thinks the right-wrong game is boring? You guys know what I mean about the right-wrong game? Right? Yes, hearts. I love that. I like that, being conscious of your breathing. Okay, let me scroll down and see. How are we doing? Hi, loves on YouTube. Let me see. Let me see. All right, and do we have any other questions? Yes, say what you want, not what you don't want. You can definitely use that in your marriage. Nice, love. Including, we need to be putting ourselves in the other people's shoes more often, right? Sometimes we'll sit there and say, wow, they're not doing this, they're not doing that, right? And yet, if we were putting ourselves in the shoes of the other person, oh my God. Okay, I'm going to give this example. This was actually from a client session, but I will not tell who it was. But I think this applies to everybody, and I can't believe I gave this advice. So hear my heart on this. So I think everybody can relate to this, right? Where you kind of have like that primary complaint, right? Guy or girl, doesn't matter, right? Of how come they're not doing this thing, right? How come they're not showing me that they love me in this way, right? So this particular example, I love you, babe, if you're on. And this particular example was, it was, I need my man to call me every morning, right? So this is from the female perspective, but I know a lot of guys who do this, right? And so put this into the perspective of how this might apply to you in your own situation. I need my man to call me every single morning and check in with me, and call me every single night and check in with me, because that will tell me that he loves me, right? Because otherwise then it will mean what? He might cheat on me, or he doesn't love me, or he might leave me, right? Whatever. So it's conditional love, right? And so I gave the example and I said, okay, so what if he said, babe, and from her perspective, it was like that's just something so easy. Like, why wouldn't somebody want to just do that in order to show that that's how she wanted love, right? That's what she wanted love to look like, right? So we all have these ways that we want love to look like, right? And then that's projecting and trying to control and manipulate to try to get the person, right? Conditional love, trying to get the person to show us that they love us in a very specific way, right? Very fear-based, exactly. And so then I said, all right, well, what if your man woke up every single day and said, babe, unless you wake up in the morning and give me a blowjob and at night, give me a blowjob, you won't love me. Like, I don't think that you're going to love me if, yeah, love languages. I don't know what love language is. Maybe acts of service, perhaps, right? So, and then she was like, well, hell no. Like, why would I, like, right? Because we're like, oh my God, like, why would we have to do that? Unless we wanted to. But if it was conditional, if it was like, babe, you don't love me unless I get a blowjob every morning and every night. I mean, I'm not saying that that's a bad idea, but if it's based on condition, then does it make you want to do that? Does it make you want to does it make you want to give of yourself? Right? Does it make you want to give a blowjob? No. Does it make you want to call? Not really. Right? It's amazing. So I say that to say, put yourself in the other person's perspective. So when you're like wanting to get something, one, looking at it from, am I trying to make this conditional, right? Because then, like, what is it that then that thing will give you? What emotional state, right? And we broke it down. Eventually it was happiness, which then you're trying to get the person to make you happy, right? How many of you relate to this? Whether it's call, blowjobs in the morning, whatever aspect, right? How many of you actually relate to wanting something in a very specific way? Hearts, yes, right? And that you thought was love. And you're like, why is it like, it's so simple? Like, why can't they just do that? Right? Absolutely. And then the other person feels controlled. Exactly. Right? And we've all done it. Everybody's done it, right? I love that you're all raising your hands. Exactly. Right? It was the call every morning that she wanted. Yes. Okay. And that's coming from a guy, right? And so because that meant something, that meant that then, you know, you love her, right? And it can flip in reverse too, right? So from a guy's perspective, from a girl's perspective, both, like, it can be a different thing, right? It's all based on condition and then trying to get the other person to complete you, right? Make you feel happy, right? Or whether you're the person trying to do that, you're trying to get them to make you happy, or they're trying to get you to make them happy. And kind of that's like emotional codependency. And so, you know, in a couple, I think last week's video, I don't remember, right? And I was like, okay, name of the game, like, come complete. Find that thing that's going to make you happy inside, right? If getting a phone call from your partner, just as an example, getting a blowjob from your partner, oh my God, sometimes, is going to give you a certain element of love, try first finding that within yourself, getting that in whatever way. Some of you are like, how am I going to get the blowjob? No, God. Oh, God. Okay. I'm not going to go down that rabbit hole. Okay. Nice example, right? Point is, whatever that feeling is, we're all wanting a feeling. All the call meant was that was going to give her a feeling of safety, security, and ultimately then leading to love and then leading to happiness. So when we can fulfill that within ourselves, right, it doesn't mean that then your partners aren't there to like co-create that, right? But when you come complete, when you fill that up from yourself first, then you're not trying to get it from the other. Same thing for them. If they fill themselves up with whatever they need, they're not trying to get it from you. And then it becomes a give-give relationship. It becomes like two people bringing that energy together, right? You can't find the other half. There's no such thing. There's not. Like Jerry Maguire, like had it totally wrong. Nobody completes you. 2 holes. Exactly. Exactly. How do you get in touch with your inner masculine? And same thing, how do you get in touch with your inner feminine? Right? Both men and women, right? It comes down to resistance. So you have certain elements of your masculine and certain elements of your feminine that you're already in touch with. But some elements you might be in resistance to, right? And then that can create disharmony in any relationship because it's creating disharmony within you. And then you'll attract the external projection to reflect for you where that disharmony is happening within. Right? And so it's like coming back to like the 3, the triality, right? We've been in this dualistic, right, partnership kind of dynamic, right? You, me, masculine, feminine, right? Very just like 2 side, black, white, right? And so now I feel like this energy that's coming like full circle and spherical, right? To have the 3 elements, right? 2, I think would technically be more like a square, right? If you have 3, it's either a triangle or more like you can make a sphere out of it. So then it's more whole, it's complete, right? And the element then becomes you, the other person, and then the energy in between, right? I call that the Mandorla nexus. So if you guys have ever seen the Vesica Pisces, right? You have one circle, you have another circle. I talked about this a long, long time ago, but it's like fully like coming in. I feel like we've all been talking about it. And now we're like, okay, again, how do we anchor it? It's been an etheric conversation, right? And now it's about anchoring it into the body and actualizing that. And you know when something's been actualized because it will get repeated back to you in your experience, right? Or in your relationships. So you have a whole and then you have a whole, right? Balanced, masculine, feminine, balanced, divine triality here, divine triality here. And then you're bringing that co-creation together and the energy in between. Now you have a whole. And then when it comes together, you have another consciousness. That's the alchemy of our relational dynamics, romantic partnerships, business partnerships, all relationships, right? That dualistic structure is now anchoring in the 3rd trialistic. I don't know even. There's not even a word for it, right? Triality. The 3, right? Like what would dualistic? That's not even a word, but you guys get it, right? Am I making sense? So basically, waiting the call is linked to programming. You always talk about, there's always linked to past programming. If there's fear or conditioning or trying to get something to happen, even if you think that you're not, right? It's all past programming. Yes, we got hearts. Trinity, thank you. Duh. Hello. I can see it, but I can't always. Yes, Trinity, thank you. Wasn't that the name in Matrix? Wasn't that badass, babe? Trinity? Interesting. We talk about programming, right? There have been some positive messages streaming through, right? That badass babe's name was Trinity. Trifecta. Yes, I've heard of that one too. Thank you, Tiffany. That's amazing. Yes, and Trinity. Yes, Vishal. Yes, Ash, Monica, and Inspired Essence. So it's about anchoring all 3, right? The Matrix. She's amazing. Yeah, she's such a badass. So having the relationship, right, between you, your masculine, your feminine, and then the central trinity, right? Or that 3rd energy, right? I'll just pretend like it's in the middle. And the dynamic that creates and what that's, what you're tapping into with that, like it's its own consciousness, right? So you can actually tap into that consciousness. You can actually say, okay, I have this inner masculine and I have this inner feminine. This goes for men and women. And then those 2 essences, right? When you get them actually integrated, so that's like step one, because they come together under one common intention. The energy that magnetizes them together comes together through one common intention. And that intention is the energy in the middle that's like that consciousness, right? So when we find out what's keeping them apart, what's keeping them in a fragmentation, this goes for your inner relationship, but again, your external relationships are a direct reflection of that. So, right? And then you find out what that common intention is, that common consciousness, that common third essence that magnetizes those two together, right? Then that's how you become complete within yourself. And then you bring that to your external relationships, business, romantic, all of the above, right? And create that same dynamic. So now you're whole and complete, and then they work on their whole and complete, right? Integrated and finding their own purpose, their own common purpose, that third essence for them between their masculine and feminine, and your common purpose between your inner masculine and feminine. And if you have the same purpose, if your inner purpose and their inner purpose is the same vibration, then that is what will magnetize you as a partnership together. Did I explain that right? Do you guys see what I mean by that? Thank you. Thank you. Yes, common intention, right? But it's got to happen first within. You find your inner common intention, and then they got to do it within them, find their inner common intention, and then those two intentions. And if it's not the same intention, then you guys won't magnetize to each other, right? But that's the like, come complete, and then have those two complete essences then magnetize to their same magnetic synchronized energy, right? That makes sense, right? Magnetic pull. Yes. It's kind of like you attract what you are, yes, but it's like going a little more quantum than that, right? Because you could have so many different elements of what you are that you're actually attracting the opposite to give you the reflection of what you need to heal within yourself, right? So it's not as simple as that statement, but yes, that's what we've been taught for a long, long time. Couldn't the intention be as simple as love? Yeah, it can. And there's many different, think of it as like musical notes, right? Like you could have the note of love, right? And then like joy is in there. Creative energy is in there, right? Like you can have all these different essences that are within the spectrum of love, right? So the more specific that then you can get, it's like love is the umbrella, yes, right? Which love is actually not the highest vibration, right? I forget where, maybe somebody knows where you can look this up. On the scale of like the energetics of emotions, love is, I think it's like third or fourth down, right? The highest vibration actually that we can get to is actually joy. Joy is the highest vibration, right? On the spectrum of like emotional vibrations, right? And the feeling essence of that. I'll have to look that up and I'll share more about that, right? Yes. So yes, we're like, hey, love, absolutely, right? Love is a common universal language, but on the spectrum of energy, it is not the most, I don't want to say it's not the most powerful because it's powerful, right? It's not the highest vibration, right? That's interesting. Yes. Compassion, abundance, joy, expansion is what I feel for my partner and myself. Awesome. And if you're connecting your inner masculine and feminine, and the intention with that alchemical alignment is compassion, joy, abundance, and expansion, and it's in the same, and then your partner's is, then those two alignments will continue to have you guys magnetize towards each other, right? High frequency. Yes. Higher frequency. High healing energy tools. Oh, okay. Hang on. Cards before we finish. Okay, the first one. Interesting. And we've got the 4 4s. So everybody, this is card number 44. So anybody that was posting with the numbers and seeing different numbers, this is visions of life beyond death. And to me, because now there's a peacock and there's wisdom, right? Or the owl, which is wisdom. So, and that's the higher, right? The higher mind and all of those. So I don't look at that as a kind of, I don't look at that as actual physical death, but I look at that as the old version of ourselves. Wow, that's really cool, actually, though. Earth people, who give a little shout out to them, who gave me this amazing gift of the skull head. Granted, it was not real, it was ceramic. Okay, so nobody freak out on that. But that's like right there in that as well. And I have that, I put that up in my room. But I don't think that it's literal death, right? It's the old version of us. It's the old version of our, I call it the false identity, right? Because we have this identity that we believe is our identity that's based on all of our past programming. And so that's creating a false identity. It's not, right? It's riddled with the fears and the conditioned behaviors, right? All of those things. And so we're literally laying that to rest. There was a lot of death energy that came up and, you know, before New Year's, right? Definitely around like Christmas time. So it's like this, it's like, I call them Phoenix deaths, right? So there's a dying off of the element of your false identity so that then you can step into the true, your authentic self, your authentic identity, right? Not necessarily death of the ego. I do not believe in death of the ego. Absolutely not. I am a strong believer that your ego is your inner child. So there's a lot of conversation that I'm a advocate for integration, not death. Like, meaning when everybody's like, oh, like kill the ego or get rid of the ego, right? It's like, no, that's your inner child. Don't abandon it again. It already feels abandoned. That's why it's running rampant within you. So like integrate it, like communicate with that, like bring more love and awareness to your ego, right? Which is also your mind, but it's your protection programs. Your ego is all around your protection programs and it wants to keep you safe. So it's not the death of that. It's not the like, it's not the killing of the ego, right? It's the death of the sort of the false identity, but the integration. Here's a clarification. Death of the false identity, integration of the ego, the inner child, right? All elements of you, integration of the masculine and feminine, right? Like it's the coming together while the false versions lay to rest, right? Ego needs love too. Exactly. Exactly. It's not something to be shunned. It's something to like love. And of course you guys don't mean, or you know that I don't mean like egoically, like I'm not talking about arrogant ego, right? That's not what we're talking about. Shoot, 2 minutes. Okay. Bring it into form. I love this, right? Literally what I was talking about in the beginning of aligning that energy, anchor it into the body. It's all etheric, your ideas, your creativity, your goals, all of that stuff, spirit, emotion, mindset, all of that is etheric. It's got to come down, anchor into the body. That's how you bring it into form. That's how you technically become God-like essence, right? Made in the image of that God-like consciousness essence, that we are creators and we can take an idea, a concept, a belief system and actually birth it into existence and bring it into form. So whatever you're wanting to, those ideas that you have, bring it into form. And the final one is interesting. And that was actually card number 41. Card number 26, relax the hold of darkness and be at cause. I like what she's like doing though. Look, she's like spiraling around in light. Oh my God, it's totally going to cut off. So relax that hold of fear, darkness, fear, lower vibration, false identity, right? And then be at cause. What are you standing for? What are you like moving towards? What are you aligning to and like taking action around? I love you guys. You're amazing. Thanks for jumping on for Soul Circle 2019. I love you all so much. Tune in every Tuesday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. And look out for more coming from me. Lots of amazing things coming into action. I can't wait to share with all of you guys. Oh, go to the link in my bio. I am going to be speaking on the 8th in Los Angeles at Soul Society event. You can get tickets at the link in my bio for that. Mwah! I love you guys so much. Have an amazing night. Bye. Bye on YouTube.